please. The next player.
Will be Liquid HerO.
See, a lot of people are like, Liquid, I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it was Liquid. It's Team League. Liquid versus Acer. Yes, it's going to be something for Liquid. HerO is going to have to be a hero. Can HerO be a hero?
I mean, it's part of his name. It's part of his identity as being HerO.
Okay, so now this is reminding me of like one of my favorite, one of the early realizations I had moving to New York City from Texas.
Yes.
Like in Texas, they, sandwiches, right? They call them like, the Subway, or they call it just
Hoagies? They call them hoagies?
No, they just call it a sandwich.
Sandwich, okay.
And then you come to New York and there's HerOs.
Yes.
And that has I've kind of felt more connected to the word now. I'm starting to understand it more. So I for one, and not only when I eat a sandwich in New York City, I think of the player Liquid HerO, but I feel an attachment to the player because of my love of food.
It's true.
Is that okay? Is that an okay bias to have?
Yes.
Okay.
It's okay bias to have.
Cool. And
so
if anyone says it's not okay,
now the map is Yansu.
Yes.
Now we're on to it.
Are we sure?
Yes, we're sure. We're sure. We're absolutely sure.
It's this. It's the same. It's a different matchup though from what we were talking about.
It is. It's a Protoss versus a Zerg.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I don't actually know too much about Protoss on Yansu, which is weird because I'm supposed to be Protoss player.
Protoss. HerO. HerO loves being fancy. That's like my favorite.
It's a pretty good. Yansu is one of the best maps for fancy players. There's a lot of angles, a lot of cool tactical plays you can do on it. So maybe it's a great map for HerO because, as you said, he loves being fancy.
I'm never gonna stop thinking about a sandwich whenever you say HerO now. This is bad. I should not have started.
What's your favorite type of HerO?
Stop it. I like the one you got me from. See, is it a sub or is it a HerO? Like when you get it from Subway.
Oh, that's true. Well, if you get it from Subway, it's
a sub.
It's a sub, yeah.
So if you went to Subway and say, "Hey, can I get a 12-inch HerO?" Will they look at you like you're crazy?
Not in New York.
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting experiment.
You gotta say foot-long HerO though.
A foot-long HerO.
Yeah, 12 inches sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, it does. Okay, a foot-long HerO, because they have 6-inch foot-long HerO. See, now it's just okay. This is not gonna work.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like,
I think about food too much, man.
Yeah.
It's okay though.
I just like vegetables, and they give you a lot of those.
Hungry Man HerO is really good.
Oh yeah.
It's like my favorite HerO. There's like a deli near our place that I always get the same HerO.
Hungry Man HerO.
The question is, will HerO be the Liquid HerO? Will he be the hero Liquid deserves?
No. One thing that's working really in HerO's advantage in this match is that Nerchio really hates Protoss. And like mentally, he considers himself already gonna lose every time he plays the Protoss. And no, we see him beat top Protosses, but for him it's an uphill battle because it's like, oh, I'm gonna lose, let's just try this, and then it's like, oh, it worked.
Oh.
That's the type of mentality.
Sure.
That
okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's.
I've heard a little bit of this. I haven't watched as much, or I haven't paid attention as much to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But no, that definitely would have.
And it's weird because that type of mentality, it can hurt you because.
But it's a team league. Does that not change it at all? You think?
No, not for this type of mentality. And there's good and bad sides to that. The bad side is that if you don't have confidence in your moves, you won't be quite as quick and precise to take advantage of things.
Okay.
You won't be like as like attending the game. You'll kind of be a little more distant from it.
Maybe?
Yeah. But it also means that you'll actually be doing things that you might not otherwise do. In some cases, you'll be like, oh, you'll feel free to not worry for making a mistake when you make a move, right? So it's kind of like sometimes it's better to be low stress about it. Sometimes it's better to be high stress about it. It really just depends. It depends on the way the game goes, actually. In certain types of gameplay, like a very fast-paced game with a lot of multitasking,
sure,
you'd rather be really confident and just super on the ball, super into the game, and being able to keep track of everything. In like a game where it's like laid back, but people are massing up, you almost would rather be more like de-stressed, like, oh, just try to see if it works, because then you're not overthinking moves. And as far as like grand strategy stuff goes, one of the worst things to do is overthink things.
Like stick with what you're used to.
Yeah.
If you know your game plan, you know your build, you've done this plenty of times before. Stick to your game plan. Stick to your guns. No, that's interesting. Like the mental aspect of StarCraft 2 is something that is so under-researched and underappreciated and so interesting, at least to me personally. The decision these players make and the disparity or the different variables in these decisions based on their mental state, right? Like if they're in a team league and they're tied 2-2 and it's a very important match, the difference between that and a final situation where if they win the next game, they get $100,000, or maybe just a random ladder match. Like there's all these different outside variables that will affect you when you're playing. And I like your point there. That's interesting about Nerchio then.
You know, on Yansu, thinking about this, if I was a Protoss, I would hate to play a player, for example, like Sulky on Yansu. Because if you think about it, a lot of Protoss play is around you taking either 2 or 3 bases and going for an attack. Well, if you go for a 2-base attack, it's mostly onto the Desert's macro and reactions, and it's kind of like a test of who has better mechanics in the game. But if you're talking about like 3-base stuff, right, or even like 4-base macro game, like Yansu, there's so many little paths, right? That you can sneak around this back path. There's this little path here into your natural. Of course, there's a ramp here. There's a ramp here, and then if you want to take, 4th base, you've got to worry about this area as well. That like small squads of Roach Hydra, like speedings you can defend with like good building placement and stuff, right? But small squads of Roach Hydra in the late game, that like the style of Zerg, you get some Roach Hydra and you go straight to Hive, you get some Vipers, but then you go straight to like Swarm Host, that Sulky is amazing at. We're actually we're constructing a Hellbat right now. You can hear it
I need to go
under
yell at them.
construction. No, it's for the zombie
Are
apocalypse.
they outside, or are they in a different part of the building?
You're in our tech lab, man.
Oh yeah, okay.
You're in our tech lab.
Yeah, they're
attached.
working on. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
We're working on the Hellbat.
The Hellbat.
Because
that's dangerous though, isn't
well,
it?
like,
On
no,
the
no.
32nd floor.
Well, no.
The mayor doesn't know about it, does
Yeah, it's got to be secret. That's
Okay.
why.
Guys,
Um,
don't go tell people, please.
You're the guy who's always telling me New York could be a terrible place in a zombie apocalypse.
It would. It'd be the worst.
Yeah, so I've gone ahead, taken my initiative to order a construction project to help us out.
You think a Hellbat would?
If you're in a Hellbat, how are zombies gonna mess with you? You just burn them all.
That's actually brilliant. I think I'd rather have a Broodlord though.
Yeah.
I'd rather have
I can't build a Broodlord.
because I want to be portable.
Yeah.
What about a medevac?
Yeah.
Can a medevac heal a zombie bite?
I don't know. Probably not.
That'd be my main concern. Because I
Yeah.
know if I get attacked or something, I could just get healed up by the medevac. No.
I don't know
But
if
if I get bit by a zombie,
Yeah.
like I don't know if the healing powers. Can someone do the research? I'm sure there's research that's been done on that.
So, in this game, there are no zombies quite yet.
Not yet.
There are no medevacs either, but
In Legacy of the Void, don't tell anyone this, but I had some talks with the developers.
Yep.
At every 5 minutes in Legacy of the Void, they're randomly releasing a horde of zombies across the map. Every 5 minutes.
Okay.
And you have to, you can get overwhelmed with them by them if you're not prepared.
So it's kind of like that one Terran mission from Moons of Liberty.
Maybe that was a little bit faster paced than that. These zombies, they don't mess around.
They run. They're
Yes.
like speed beats.
Not necessarily, but
So
you'll see. You'll see.
All right.
I can't say too much about it.
We do have Nerchio took a fast third.
Yep.
And now he's getting his gases. HerO went for a gateway expansion, and he went straight to DTs. So one of the
Ooh,
fastest
this is
DT
cool.
builds possible,
I like this.
given that you're getting a Nexus fast, obviously not one base. One of the fastest, pretty much the fastest 2-base DT build possible. Now, one of the most important things is, can Nerchio spot a probe and deny proxy pylon? So far, there's no proxy pylon stuff. This probe is going to try to make its
That's
way
his
across.
goal.
Yeah, the first probe was devoured by Zerglings.
His one job.
All right, this is a decent pylon. Ideally, gets one closer, but it's good to get the backup
And
one.
that's pretty close to the third. Like,
Yeah.
it's not, like, if you compare it to his
Uh-oh,
main
he's been
bases.
spotted. He's been spotted.
Okay.
The police are after him.
There's no speed, though.
The Zergling police.
That probe is so scared.
So one of the things is Zerg, if there's a probe in here, what a lot of Protoss will do, they'll build a pylon and run. If they do that, you keep one Zergling on the probe and 2 on the pylon in a situation like this. Or 2 on the probe and 2 on the pylon. Basically, you always take 2 off. Now, okay, the first Zelts are coming. Nerchio smelled this out. He smelled this out. He says,
Does
you
he
know
know
what?
it's DT, though? Oh.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Look
he
at
does
his-
the sport
And
collars.
you know why he knows?
Why?
Because he's really good at his timings. This attack should come at about like 640, 645.
Yeah.
Is when the first 3 Zelts should be warping in.
That's a good point.
And he sees it at 720. And so he knows something is wrong. And there we go. Spore Crawler's up, but that's only half the picture. He's got to be able to protect the Spore Crawler.
Roaches are coming. He needs those roaches here at this third base. He's
Oh,
he's
the
trying to
drones.
surround it. He's trying to surround the spore with the drones. The drones are like, all right, spore crawler,
But
we
you
can
know,
do this.
there's
They're
enough-
throwing themselves in front of the
Yeah.
bullet.
Okay, he's trying to build another Spore Crawler. He's going to clean up these Zelts. He's building 2 more back here. I like this. I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, target down the hatchery. I'm not sure he's gonna get that in time.
Oh, it's going to be really close. Even if he gets it, if he loses 3 DTs for it.
Spores up, and
Oh,
the
he's
DT
trying to
is
start
gonna
us up away.
microwave.
He has to lift up.
and leave.
Oh, and there's another Spore here. Yeah. Actually, super defense by Nerchio.
That was amazing.
Now, he might be making too many roaches is the one thing. But as long as he stopped the DTs and take, I mean, if you look at damage, he did lose 2 workers there. But not too big a deal. Now he spotted it. Look at this from HerO. Double Stargate follow-up. All right, so one no, that's a 4 just been spotted.
I don't even think the Stargate's in.
No, they're back here. They have not been spotted yet.
Ooh, fancy.
It's going to be devastating. Now, on the one hand, you're like, wait a minute. He's already built spores. Why would you go Stargates?
That's what you want them to think.
Yes.
So that's what Nerchio's thinking. Nerchio's like, okay, I just made a bunch of spores. Why the heck would he go Stargate?
Yep.
And HerO's gonna be like, well, here's why. And then we're gonna see like a billion void rays.
Exactly. Like this spore defense, like a spore in each base, helps you out against phoenixes. But something like a mass void attack, if it's just one spore on its own, they can power that down quickly, or they can just work around it, right? What he was thinking is, I'm behind. If I can kill his third base, I can be catch back up, right? How can I kill a third base? Well, if I send units towards there on the ground, he has a bunch of roaches. He's gonna kill it. If I try to equalize with my own third base, he has enough roaches. I can't do that immediately. I have to get a few gateway units, and I'd be playing a little bit from behind. But if I get about 2 to 4 void rays, and I just kind of appear and just turn on the prismatic alignment, just kill the hatchery, run away, and then I can continue to do some damage somewhere else. And I've got a good unit composition going forward as well. That's a good position for me. But this Overlord, this guy could be the potentially MVP.
I wonder at what point HerO doesn't mind when it's scouted.
Oh,
like I feel like it's.
annoying.
Oh yeah, that'll stay there. That 4 probe is like, why would you go and just pour a bunch of dirt in my home? That's what he's saying right now.
I think ideally HerO wants to kill a third base, so he wants it to be scouted at the soonest, like 15 seconds before he gets to the third base. Like basically as he's crossing the map.
Sure.
Because then he can be almost guaranteed to kill him at third base. Which is really what he wants. Now, if he can't get it, he's not like he's dead. Void Rays are great units overall. And in fact, he might just use him to protect a third base instead of going for... I mean, against these roaches, he might decide to use him right now. In fact, he is. Yeah, they've already been spotted, so...
And now Nerchio's going to turn around. He's like, you know, I can't deal with those Void Rays. Now, Nerchio did obtain value in that he's seeing them. But
the snipe on the third base is not going to happen.
Sure. Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Put those roaches up. But HerO's on top of it.
Yep, using a couple roaches there, not too big a deal. Now the question is, how does Nerchio react to this?
He's got hydrogen production. He's been working on the +1 missile, so that's gonna be finished. That's nice.
Oh, look at this. That's a cool upgrade. I haven't seen this one for a while. Tunneling claws. Blizzard was talking about making the roach burrow movement stronger in their upcoming patch. So it's kind of cool to see.
Oh, this is not what.
Oh, no, the void rays are not
he
home.
Might have to recall this.
Yeah, he does.
And there's a nice force field.
The roaches should run. Yeah, they should be the getaway. But that was well done.
He could just go to the third, or at least try to snipe that. But I think HerO's close enough to deal with that.
Yeah, he might just want to run. He could kill it, but he could definitely kill it. But it wouldn't be worth losing to roaches, and he knows that. Did he stay too long though? Losing a couple of roaches, not too bad. Nicely done by Nerchio. And you know what's huge about that? Yes, he did a little bit of damage, but he probably traded evenly. But the bigger picture is he forced to recall. Well, HerO wanted to he wanted to send the void rays into main
to get damage done
and kill a couple of buildings, then recall.
What damage has he done?
Yeah.
I mean, he's killing some units, great.
Now, the other question is does he have to do damage if he's on equal bases and the Zerg isn't teching? Because there's no infestation pit for Nerchio.
As long as you keep the void rays alive, it's like they scale very well as the game goes along.
They hit this critical mass where like Zerg really needs the infestors. They really need kind of swarm hosts to push the rest of the ground force back so the infestors can do their damage, or at least maybe vipers. But all 3 of those units, you need infestation pit and or hive. And with just Roach Hydra, Nerchio's on the clock. Now that being said, he knows he's on the clock, and he's going for this massive attack. He's got all the queens.
Ooh. You know what would be pretty cool with this?
An Overlord.
I'll give you 2 guesses. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll keep saying. See, Nick, he's going to punch me in the face one day.
And
I'm going to absorb it and say, thank you, Nick. I deserve that. Because I do. But I'll keep saying it.
He'll keep saying it anyway. So Overseer's important here, because he can warp in DTs if that goes down. And HerO knows the attack is coming. He's getting... But, he forced foot in overcharge. Cannon's being built here. He's just going to go and hit the front of the natural. There's not a foot in overcharge for a bit. There's only a single cannon here. The Stargates are here as well. In fact, there's only a couple pylons. If he kills a couple key pylons, this pylon is going to take away 2 of these Eronius gateways.
To the main with a few roaches.
Yeah, he could send a few. He may just want a direct fight. He may want to just tackle the army, because the army's going to get tougher and tougher.
He's trying to get in a good location. 3 queens picked off there. Charge lot swinging on the side, and because of those force fields, he's just going to keep going into the natural.
Oh yeah, now he's getting economic damage on a lot of probes going down. HerO didn't. Okay, now he's pulling the probes, but most of them are dead. That was a good engagement in a way, but he also gave up the natural. The Nexus goes down.
Oh, there's a nice time warp trying to slow those Roaches and Hydras down. The Hydras turn around trying to get that damage done, but the Charge Lot's getting up close and personal, and the Void Rays dishing out a huge amount of damage from the back, and the Phoenix is picking up what they can, but remember, the natural expansion is gone, and some Hydras flanking, trying to target down those Void Rays. Is Nerchio doing enough damage here? I think he's just fine.
Yeah, I mean, HerO took a slightly better trade in engagement. With the Hydra flank, he got 1 or 2 of the Void Rays. He got all the Zealots. And normally when you do this build, you don't mind losing Zealots. You're like, that's the goal is to trade Zealots for the Zerg army, right? And you keep your Void Ray count up. But in a situation when you lose your natural Nexus, you lose this many workers, all of a sudden Zealots aren't free anymore.
Yep.
No, they're not. No, they're not. You only have so much minerals to play with. And trying to rebuild the Zealots, he lost one of his Stargates too. So he pretty much has to transition. And he's having a hard time. He has to rebuild all this stuff. He's trying to transition. Nerchio smells blood in the water. He's not taking the 4th base. He's not taking Hive. He's going to keep up the pressure. And this sometimes can backfire if you can't continue to get good damage done with the pressure. But given the fact he still has a lot of queens on the field, the creep continues to get closer to help out reinforcements. He's rebuilt all the Roaches. There's not that much Protoss. There's no Storm quite yet.
Okay.
Oh, Storm is seconds from completion. He needs that Storm.
He needs it. There are some High Templar there waiting for themselves to feel the power of the
Okay,
side
it is
storm.
done right now, and more Zealots are warping in. Actually, he's got a lot of Zealots.
I love how he split some Roaches into the main map. I think that's what I saw. Did I miss that?
I think you saw
okay,
that. But there's not enough Roaches here. They're all coming from the side. The charge shots after the. This is a perfect engagement for HerO. The Void Ray is dealing with the Roach Queen. The Zealots killing all the Hydralists. And this is what I said. Attack to this can backfire. Nerchio had a big lead, but with this engagement from HerO, I think HerO's gonna be very happy with the way that this engagement's going. Now that being said, Nerchio is still in a great spot, but remember, there's no 4th from Nerchio. He's not gonna get this Nexus. Wow, I mean, that couldn't have gone better for HerO. The way the units were split up there. Actually, sorry, you were right. There were some Roaches. I totally lied.
How many did they kill there?
He was at 24. Then he got he probably got about 13 workers here. So
wow.
Definitely a lot of damage done. That was just crazy.
60. Whoa. HerO's only at 28 harvesters.
Yeah,
right
he was at 42 before this attack, and in the 3rd base as well.
Oh, and he has burrow. That's so good.
Nerchio is everywhere. And remember, when you do a build like this as Protoss, you don't have observers.
Oh my god.
Either you don't. There's no robo, and that's not like HerO forgot the robo.
Yep.
With the way you're trying to go double Stargate Void, you're trying to get Templar, and those are both more essential than the robo because you need Storm. He just doesn't have a robo. Now he can build a cannon. But the Roaches can pop up and snipe it and maybe lose 1 Roach or 2. This is actually great for
Yeah,
Nerchio.
I'm loving the way Nerchio is playing this. It's super cool seeing these burrowed Roaches used this way. And one of the most annoying things...
forces the Photon overcharge.
Yeah, one of the most annoying things, if you're playing against a Zerg player and they start doing this burrowed stuff in your main, your natural, and your 3rd, it's so hard to track it down. Zerg players at home do this more, but not against me. Where you do a counterattack, whatever, but you have burrow, so you can just kind of move your units about and then burrow them in random locations. Doesn't matter where necessarily. The idea is, though, you burrow them, the Protoss player forgets about it, and then you pull those burrowed guys up later, and then you do some damage, you get some damage done. At the very least, you distract your opponent, which can win you a game. I'm not even kidding.
Roaches are trying to find a safe spot.
Leave me alone.
I think he should have just killed the cannon. Meanwhile, he's just trying to keep the Void Rays here, because as soon as the Void Rays now have to go back to the natural. And actually, I don't even know if he can stop this. There's so many queens there. Meanwhile, back in the 3rd, Roaches pop up again, doing more economic. The Void Rays are heading back. They don't know what to do. Like, where do we go?
Yeah, Natural's dead. Economy at the 3rd is dead. Roaches in the main might even unburrow and start doing some more stuff. But there's the GG from HerO, and Nerchio closes out HerO. What a great game there. And it started with identifying that Dark Templar play.
It did. That was
and just a beautiful defense to start it out. And then from there, forcing the recall back, just making all the right decisions. And Nerchio, I just think, looked really good in that game. And I love just going after the economy. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you get the burrowed Roaches.
Yep.
Super, super great game in Nerchio. And he's now taking out both of Team Liquid's ace. He's taking out Tasia and HerO back-to-back.
Nerchio just took down Tasia and HerO.
He's making it happen for Team Acer.
So who does Liquid send out next is the question.
I think it's TLO.
TLO?
I'm feeling TLO.
In control? Or confused?
I'm thinking TLO.
All right, guys, we're going to find out who Liquid decides to send out next, or EG. I'm not sure anymore. It's nice that they're so friendly with each other.
It is.
Like they have that they have the EG-TL partnership for a bit. We'll see. But in all seriousness, guys, you're watching Acer versus Liquid. Acer is currently up 3-2. And Nerchio just took down Tasia and HerO. Can he keep it up? Can Liquid stop the Nerchio? We're going to find out, guys. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.